Okay, back at it. London session. It's a new day. Um, New day. I reviewed my video from yesterday, and it looks like I missed a trade. Yeah, the trade I was waiting on, I missed it. So I'm gonna definitely go over that. Um, I'm gonna check out where there was another supply resting. There was another supply zone that I just missed. I missed it. But overall direction was correct. My analysis was good. I just missed it, man. I missed it, and it was a really good move. But it is what it is. Like, that's not gonna be the last opportunity. You know, more opportunity will present itself. So, like always, I like to start on Forex Factory. Check out the news. Let's see what's going on. Go over to calendars. It is Wednesday morning where I'm at. And there won't be any news till 11 a.m. By 9 a.m., I'm out the market. So this really will not affect my trade. I'm hoping that I could find a setup in London session and I can just be in and out and not have to worry about New York session or trying to find something in New York. But usually Wednesday New York session, that's my last day of trading. I don't like to trade Thursdays. Thursdays is usually like reversal days anyways. So like if you've been shorting the whole week, usually Thursdays the price goes long. And then Fridays, last day of the trading week, I don't bother to even find something in there. Find something on that day. So nothing to worry about today. Next, I'd like to go to the morning wrap. This was yesterday's wrap up. Let's see what today brings. It's Taco Tuesday. I'm telling you, this guy Trump, man. Always in the headlines. It's Taco Tuesdays as markets ignore Trump's tariff threats. Interesting. Okay. The market ignores tariff threats. It's interesting. I'm gonna see more. Okay, this week was all about Wednesday's reciprocal tariff deadline in the US, except Donald Trump has now kicked the can down the road to August 1st. This means that countries who have yet to secure a deal or a letter will have 3 weeks for more negotiations. The president may have hit Japan, South Korea, and other trade allies with tough tariff rates on Monday, but even these aren't set in stone, and the market reaction on Tuesday reflects this. Interesting. Okay. Let me see. EU US trade agreement could push Euro USD to $1.20. Okay, so fundamental news. That's some good fundamental news to keep in mind. So the dollar is erasing Monday's gains as the yen is down a mere 0.1% on Tuesday. The South Korean won, is in recovery mode and is higher by 0.8% versus the USD this morning. The euro is also higher on Tuesday, and euro USD is mere 140 points away from $1.20. Reports suggest that a trade agreement is in the wings between the EU and the US. The US has offered the EU a 10% baseline tariff rate except for aircraft and what's that? Spritz? This is a rate that the EU could cope with and may not have major economic ramifications. Good to know, good to know. But let's go back to the morning wrap. What's going on? Donald Trump has announced his intention to dispatch a letter detailing a trade agreement to the European Union in the coming days. So that's probably what next week is going to be all about. Let's see, next week. Yeah, a lot of news next week, so it makes sense. It's lining up with what the morning wrap is talking about. Trump is expected to present trade terms for 7 countries today. Euro USD maintains low volatility and remains above the 1.17 level. Okay. Gold continues to decline, trading marginally below 3,300 per ounce. So this is something I want to pay attention to. Low volatility with Euro USD and remains above. Okay, but that could all change. That can change. So let's go to the land of the charts. Let's see. I really want to go over this missed opportunity from yesterday. I looked at the charts earlier and I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Couldn't believe, man. But it's alright. It's alright. Now I know that really got to pay attention to detail in that 1 minute. So I'm gonna start here at the 4 hour actually, because this is where I found this zone right here. So I noticed yesterday. Let's say price. Where was price yesterday? Price was up here before London session yesterday. I noticed this zone right here, this on the 4 hour, where price was coming up to the zone, getting rejected, or coming down to the zone, getting supported, and then flying back up. So usually, whatever happens in the past, usually will happen again. So I kind of understood that price would do something at this level right here, which is why I marked it out. Right here. It would either blast through this 4 hour zone or get rejected and come down. Either way, it was going to be a big move, because that's just what price does at this level. It reacts and it moves heavily in either direction. So that's the 4 hour. We can drop down to the 1 minute or 1 hour. What do we see? So this was our trading window in here. I'll drop down to the 1 minute. Let me replay this thing a little bit more. I can delete this. Can zoom in. So this, I'm gonna delete this actually, because I'm gonna redo it. So this is where I was at yesterday when I was waiting for that trade. Price came into this 4 hour supply zone. It rejected as expected. And this is honestly where I kind of messed up. So this was actually a change of character. It wasn't a break of structure. That's where I messed up. This was actually the break of structure here, because this was the higher low that got broken. But I was looking at this higher low, and that was just a mere change of character, because price was still making higher highs and higher lows. Price was going high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and it failed to make that higher low, but I was supposed to be really looking at this last higher low, which is right here, because this is where market started to shift right here. So this is my change of character. This was the change of character right in here. As you can see, price failed to make a higher high. It broke this higher low, marked it out as a change of character, and this was the high that created that low that caused that. And this is, I initially put this as a BOS, which is why I was waiting for price to come up here. But if you look over here, and this is why I missed, because I missed this because honestly the candle was so small. It was so small. But this was the candle. This was the last high. And I'll mark it out from the top of this zone to the bottom of this zone. And I'll extend right. This was actually the supply zone that I needed to enter in, because this was the breaker structure here, right? I'll highlight this. This was the actual BOS, and I'll make this one red. Can I make it red? This right here was the higher low that got broke. And this was the high here that led to that low. And as you can see, this candle closed below here. So this was the BOS. And this was the candle that needed to be marked out. As you can see, price came. It completed its retracement. And if I were to just short from here, take a position from here, this is a 6-point stop loss. Let's say I'd go for 3 pips. 3 pips. And then I already had my take profit. My take profit target was going to be here at this liquidity point. Right here. I already marked this out beforehand. So this would have been 25 pips, but there was also deeper levels that I was looking at, and it was about right here at this other liquidity point, 56 pips. So let's see what market did once it finished its retracement into this 1-minute zone. This is what market did. I can just replay. So boom, at what time is this? 3:30. Price got and swept this level of liquidity, which I'll delete now. You don't need that. So that would have been 25 pips right there. Price is still falling. Now This is New York session. Once it passes this green line, once New York comes in, price continues to go down. Boom. 55 pips. 56 pips. So that's the move I was waiting on. And the reason why this move is so massive, because it got rejected at this 4-hour supply. And like how I mentioned earlier, when price comes to a 4-hour supply or demand zone, you always have to expect a big move to take place. And that's exactly what happened. And I think price kept going after this. Let's see, did it? So it took this zone, it took this liquidity point. So we can delete that. And there's one more beneath. There's one more right here. Did it take that? I don't know. Yeah, it swept that too. So you could have even held it for longer, for 70 pips. 70 pips is a lot. But yeah, that was a huge move that I missed out. I was sick when I saw this. I was sick. 70 pips, that's my whole week. But the analysis was right. It was just the zone I missed. But it's okay. Today's a new day. We can find another opportunity to short. Let's take a look at current price right now. So here we have this, I like to put my vertical line tool at 12 a.m. Lets me know in the market. Boom. So I'll focus on that. And here, what can I see? Let me drop to the 4-hour. No, let me drop to the 1 hour. Because all I need to really see is the direction. So price is still making bearish market structure. You have the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You have a low, and I'm gonna see what's gonna go on over here, because it looks like yeah, market is doing something here, but trend is still bearish, so I'll stick to that. So I can drop down to the 15. What can I see on the 15? I can see that there's liquidity right here at this low, or really here. There's liquidity right there. And then there's also, this is liquidity from a minute ago. I'll just leave that where it is. But it's also these Asian highs that can get swept. We'll see if London sweeps these highs. Then we have this Asian low. So we have an Asian high, Asian low. Usually London session likes to sweep this Asian high and then come for this come for the Asian low, and then whatever else is there to sweep. So actually some more liquidity down here. So that's on the 15. Then we can drop down, let's say to the 10, see what's going on. What can we see? We see some unintentional movement here. I'll mark that out. Unintentional movement. And then we have our sweep. We have the sweep of these highs. And let's see what market, let's see what the extension is. If I drop it to the 3, maybe I can see it better. 2, 1. Here's the sweep. Here is, see, market intent. Wants to go up. And then reveal the market intent. And like I mentioned yesterday, the extension or reveal the market intent, whatever, doesn't have to be a big move. So we have the sweep of these highs and then the extension. Now we have, again, unintentional movement, sweep of these lows, and then extension to the upside. So we'll see what market does. Let's see if I can get something tonight. Let's see if I can get something. But every day, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to more consistency, like seeing the market better. But the only thing is my entry. Entry is always the hardest part. You can have everything in right, but that entry is really key. And the traders I spoke with, you know, even people who are already 6-figure traders, 7-figure traders, entries are always going to be, you can always get better at your entries, you know. So nothing to worry about, honestly. So here we have, again, unintentional movement. Right here. Sweep of these lows. Liquidity sweep. And then the reveal of the market. Reveal of market intent up here. Cool. So I'll just give market some time to let it do its thing. Right now it's going to create unintentional movement, sweep, extension. So what I'm waiting on is that change of character and that BOS. And I'm going to be very, very precise when it comes to these supply zones. Because I missed yesterday's huge move. I missed it. Because I was waiting on one zone to hit when there was another zone that was resting right below it. Look back. All good. All good. man. Every session, my tea just goes crazy. It's really my fault though. I don't be paying attention. Hot, 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 hot. Tea is hot. Okay, what can I see? I see an unintentional movement again. Sweep up these lows, extension to the downside. So let me see what's going on here. Yeah, nothing. It's not really clean. It's not really clean. Let me see if I can find any zones. Let's see on the 15. Let me hide this. So here I can see this is these are some equal highs right here. On the 15. Equal highs here. Okay, I want to just pay attention to that, because that can potentially get swept. And we have some equal lows right here. That's already marked out. Yeah, market is looking like it's moving sideways right now. Not really making any market structure. Yeah, this is moving sideways. Let's see on the 5. You can kind of see it more clear right here. See, market's just moving in this little range. Yeah, market is ranging right now, so just give it some time. See what it wants to do. Yeah, you can see it more clearly now. It's coming from here to here to here to here. You can see it like this. Supply demand. So I want to wait for market to get out of this little consolidation phase it's in, and then market give us a clear direction. My bias is still bearish just because that's how the week has been playing out, and I don't see any reason for price to go long. It could go long. You never know, but I don't see it going long. Just based off what market structure is looking like, but yeah, just based off market structure. Overall movement is to the downside. Let's see here. Right here it's just moving side to side. So want to keep an eye out for that. But even on the 1 hour, you can see unintentional movement here, liquidity sweep down here, and the reveal of the market intent. So now again, we have to, it's going to do the same thing. Wait for the unintentional movement, the sweep, the extension. But what we're waiting on is the change of character. That change of character and that BOS, because that BOS, that candle that leads to that break of structure, is the candle that we want to enter on. That is our entry candle. So until that happens, I'm just gonna wait. That's all you can do. So now look, price is breaking out of this consolidation phase. Yeah, I'll wait for this candle to close. It closed in like 20 seconds. It's a 5-minute candle. Okay, cool. That's closed. So I can delete this. Okay. So it looks like this is that change of character right here. Let me double check. Well, yeah, I would say this is the you know what? It's gonna be 2 zones. I'm gonna make 2 zones just in case. I'll call this my BOS. And I'll say this was the low, or this was the high. I'll do it from the top of the range to the bottom of the range. I'll say this is my zone right here. Let's see if price can also close. Price can close below this. That'd be nice. And it does. So this is definitely a strong zone. So I have my reveal market intent, my unintentional movement right here, my sweep of these lows, reveal the market intent. to the downside. Time is it. And I'll say I can short from here, cover these highs. And take it here, or I can take it there. Take it there. I'll take it to this liquidity point that I already marked out. So I'll wait for price to complete its retracement. So right now in the market phase, we have our reveal of the market intent. Now I want to wait for confirmation of internal structure through change of character in the BOS, completion of the retracement, and then have price come back down. So what I wait for right now, another unintentional movement, a sweep, extension. Yeah, this is definitely a strong 1 minute supply. Price is coming and sweeping these lows here. So what is our entry? 1720. Okay, wait on that. Let me double check. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other zones. Cause last night. Okay, I gotta zoom in. Yeah, see, price is just melting. So you don't want to enter right here because this is like catching a falling knife. Because this could easily come and just take you out. But here I have a clear change of character, right? Because we're not making any more higher lows or higher highs. So it broke this higher low, right? This higher low. This candle led to this higher low, and then this candle led to this BOS here. Also this BOS here. So this high is significant. It broke one higher low, two higher low. So I want to see price come back up here. I want to see price, do this. Something like this, unintentional movement. Then maybe a sweep of this here, sweep of these lows, and then come back up here. Bang, like that. Maybe come down here, test, and then just work its way back down. Something like that. That's an ideal scenario. This right here. That's what I would love to see this happen. Unintentional movement, sweep, extension, the completion of the retracement is up here. And then here you have to change your character here, break structure here, keep going down. So I'm gonna pay attention to that. What time is it? 12:41. And the reason why I keep saying what time is it, it's not because I don't know the time. It's because time is another mover. Time is another, how do I say? It's another factor in why and why price moves as fast as it does. So you have your time, which is now is the London session where it's a lot of volume. So time and volume are the two movers of the market. So that first hour of London is really like you can find a setup. You can definitely find a setup in the first hour of London, but when you get to like that second hour of London, that's when like things become more clear, and that's where I usually find my best entries. Just like yesterday, that entry was at like 115, around there. So, you know, it pays to be patient. You don't want to just hop in as soon as London opens. You want to just be patient. But we'll see. We'll see, because price has is melting right now. I don't want to hop into it without price coming back into this zone up here. Yeah. Yeah, price hasn't came back. It's just it's dropping, but we shall see what it does. What is this? Damn. So you can see some unintentional movement building up, which is what I wanted to see here. Some unintentional movement, a sweep of maybe this low, and then an extension to the upside. I'm gonna keep it on the 2 minute, looks more clean. So we had a sweep of these lows here. Is there any supply zone I can spot? This looks like a supply zone up here. I really do not want to enter off a zone in the middle of nowhere. You know, this is the stronger zone, you know. And how far away are we from this zone? 12 pips, we can, yeah, it's not bad. Can definitely get back up there. I'll wait to see what price does here. But most likely won't be taking a trade from here. I see this going on right in here. Yeah, thing about trading, especially like live trading, is that you really get to see everything. You know, like there's a boring side to it as well. There's some days you might just look at the you might just be at the computer and you won't see your setup. You know, like yesterday I was at the computer for what 2 hours. The setup showed itself. I just happened to miss the candle. You know what I mean? So, but that's just the like transparency of trading live. Is that you really like you put yourself under a microscope. You know, you kind of just you get like what am I trying to say? You see what your flaws are. You know, and it's good because it's like no one's a perfect trader. Like no one has the the most perfect strategy. It's just it really boils down to your execution. You can have the best strategy, a great edge, but the execution is what really separates you from like the beginning traders and from the like execution separates professional traders from beginners. You know, I'm not professional. You know, I'm still learning, but it's like the little 1% you learn every day, like over a course of like 6 months, 9 months, a year, it really add up. So you got to show up and execute, man. Pretty much that's what it is. Yeah, so what does Price want to do here? Does it want to keep going down? Or does it want to make a move to the upside? That's what I really needed to do. I made this unintentional movement. I swept these lows. And let's see what the extension is. Let's see. So this might just be a continuation back to the downside. It did come up and it did sweep these highs here. So let's wait for this 1 minute candle to close. Let's see what it decides to do. Still not giving us any market structure to the downside. Like you can tell, it's still moving sideways. So just gotta wait and see. I don't want to jump in too early and then end up getting swept. If I can see like a second leg being formed, let's say here, 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 and then a retracement to right here, I have no problem hopping into that. But this is just too risky. This is just like it's moving sideways. If I can get a break of these lows and a retest, I don't see why not. But until then, just gotta wait. Yeah, all this is just unintentional movement. Let's see what it does. While I'm at it, let me see what the dollar is doing. So dollar is rising, which makes sense. While the euro is dropping, so gold should be dropping. Yep, gold is dropping, dollar is rising. What's GU doing? GU is pretty much doing the same thing as EU. Okay. Oh, let me bring this down. Still in consolidation. can price break and go up and test? We shall see. And price break this 1 minute supply zone. I cannot. It's in 2 minutes. It's looking like, yeah, man. It's just like testing. I believe in it, though. I believe it can break this. Yeah, price is just very choppy right now. So we want to wait it out. Let's see this on a 3 minute, 4 minute. Excuse me. 3 minute. Let's see how it closes. Yeah, practice doesn't wanna break. We can't be in this forever, so something has to give. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of this for a minute. No point of jumping into this right now. choppy movement. On that 1 minute, on the 1 minute time frame, 2 minute, 3 minute, yeah. Looks all the same. 15. Yeah, no clear direction. Can this candle break the supply zone? Price has to break, let's say, 1.1711. I need it to get up to 1.1720. So that's where we at. That's where we at right now. But this is kind of what I expected price to do when it got here. I said it would do something like this. Intentional movement. We sweep these lows and then make its way to the upside. That's kind of like what's going on right now. We're making this unintentional movement. We swept these lows and now it's making its way. You can kind of see it's making its way to the upside. Like this. On the one it probably looks more clear. Not so much. Actually, yeah, here we go. It is making its way to the upside. We need it to break here. This supply zone. So until that happens, I'm gonna just sit on my hands. I'll monitor on 2 minutes. Yeah. Like 2 minutes. But if price does break through this demand, then I don't see why not. I don't see why I wouldn't want to take a short from here. Yeah, still nothing. It's alright. Still wait. No problem. Okay, so I broke here. I can get a tap of this demand. Enter shorts. Because now this demand has now turned into supply. So I like price to come back here. I'll probably cover cover these highs. 5 pips. Yeah, cover these highs. Right now, focus on the entry. Okay, let's tap this in. Place the stop loss at at 11. Yep. So I'm in this trade for shorts. So let's see. Price did break this this demand. It swept these lows here. So we could see, let's see what happens. Our target will be, let's say, here. This also could have just been a sweep of these lows for price to come back up. So if it's a loss, that's fine. We'll just wait for the price to come back up here and take a short. Okay, it looks like price is definitely moving to the upside. So I had a 3 pip stop loss, actually, so we're out right now. I'll take another entry right up here. Doesn't look like price was ready to move. Looks like it just swept this last liquidity point, and now it's making its move to the upside. We shall see. Cool. So the price did break above 1.1712, which is what I was waiting for. I thought, it was ready to come down from here. It had broken past the demand zone. Demand turned into supply, but I guess this was just a run of liquidity right here for it to have enough momentum to come back to the upside. So if price does tap us in right here, definitely entering the market again. You can see here we had our unintentional movement, the sweep, the extension. And the extension should put us right here, cover these highs, back to the downside. And also this is like an imbalance. So because price dropped so much, it now has to come back and fill this imbalance right up here. So let's wait for that to happen. Bullish momentum is pretty strong right now. Okay, let's see what's going on. Still waiting for price to come into that 1 minute supply zone. I did jump the gun early and took a sell once I saw price had broken through that demand, but it looked like I was just part of the liquidity sweep. So, all good. But definitely something to take note of. Yeah. And now we're gonna drop down to the 1 minute. Let's see. Let's see if price taps us in. Let's zoom in, make sure I'm not missing anything. I want to see price come in right here. Tap this in. Just gotta be patient. Let's see if price can sweep this high here. Did we get tapped in? Yes, we did. Okay. So I'm in for sales. What time is it? 2? Almost. Yeah, so price eventually did come to that 1 minute supply, which I was waiting on. Um, so we did get tapped into this 1.1720, and I do expect price to dump, just to start shorting from here. And if it doesn't, at least I stuck to my strategy. But it should. I don't see why it shouldn't. But you never know in the market, so I'm not gonna stay up to watch price, hit TP. So yeah, I'll let the stream run till 2. It's because I like to stick to my schedule. If I say 12 to 2, I wanna get out of here at 2. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the morning. I'll probably monitor it throughout the night, maybe take partials. I don't know. I have my TP. I have my TP here for 30 pips. So yeah, that's it. That's all I can do now. That's all I can do is just let the trade do its thing and forget about it. So yeah, just let it run for another 5-10 minutes. Call it a night. But overall, this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, our unintentional movement, liquidity sweep, reveal a market intent, a change of character here, a BOS here, some more unintentional movement, a sweep. I got swept out right here, a sweep, and then price make its way to this 1 minute supply, fill in this imbalance right up here, and make its way to the downside. So it played out the way I wanted it to, or the way I, hope it would have happened. So now we just have to just let the market do its thing now. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. what I miss? Let's look at this on the 5 minute. Okay. Yeah. You can tell price came into this 1 minute supply, rejected. Yeah, it mitigated this 1 minute supply, rejected, came down, bullish momentum, or excuse me, bearish momentum. We have some bearish momentum here, then we have a slight pullback going on now, where this is really just a sweep of liquidity of this unintentional movement. And we can expect the expansion to come and collect liquidity here. Let's say, yeah. Come here, collect liquidity. And then continue making its way down. That's what I would like to see. So it's 2 a.m. I'm not gonna stay up to see price hit a take profit or hit a stop loss, but my stop loss is in place, so if price does decide to reverse, at least I know my capital is safe. No news tomorrow, so no reason to get up for New York session or try to find a trade in New York. We'll just let this trade play out. Fundamental news earlier did say that volatility would be slow with Euro USD, so that's why I'm not bothering to stay up and watch price move. I've already been staring at the screen for 4 hours, or 2 hours, excuse me. So just gotta trust your analysis and go from there. Okay, let's see. 2 a.m. on the Dizat. 2 a.m. on the Dizat. So yeah, 30 pips is usually what I like to aim for. So we'll leave it at that. Let me make sure I got my TP actually set. Sometimes I be forgetting. We'll set TP at 16900. 16900. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, let's do that. Cool. Well, that's my time. Thanks for anyone who tuned in. I always do appreciate any views, whether it be 1 or 1,000. It don't matter. Cool. I'm out.